Alright, welcome to an Outriders video. I kind of teased this last week, but here we have a brand new Outriders update, New Horizon, and I am updating with some of the fancy footage from the new Transmog system, which I will go into a little later, but as you can see, it is one of the kind of many components they're adding to this new content update, which launches tomorrow. I know that they said that they were going to do a preview show today, and by the time this is airing, that should be over. And it's not something way in the future, it is literally tomorrow. So unless you are playing Halo multiplayer, if that launches, I am recording before that is known or not, this could be something to head back into. But what exactly is this update? I didn't really know what to expect when I was invited for like an early playtest of this about a week or two ago. And so this is this is the first major content update to the game, and yet it is not a like true expansion. And that's not the craziest thing in the world because, you know, this game hasn't even been out a year yet, and you don't really see major expansions like that for at least a year for games like this. So what this was described to me as pretty much the perfected version of the base game, like the finalized version of the original release that they wish they kind of launched originally, and some of the stuff they're adding, like new expeditions, were stuff that they wanted to get in before release but didn't have time for. I was told this New Horizons content was supposed to be out a lot earlier, but like all live service games, they had to spend a whole bunch of time just kind of going back and fixing things and balancing things because it had a bunch of issues. So that has led us to this free expansion pack, which is available for download tomorrow, and it contains 4 new expeditions as kind of the main draw. I did play through all 4 of these, and you are going to be watching footage of one of them here. These are instantly accessible. If you're at like a certain level, I think they will automatically unlock. If you are already in the end game, I think you should be able to access all of them immediately. So there was something kind of weird with the test event in that. So for some people who were testing this, you know, some of them were Outriders players, but I got my actual character ported over from Xbox. So they asked me what class I wanted to play, and I said my Devastator, because that was probably my favorite class by the end there, and I have a full, whatever it's called, set. I don't even remember anymore. But the really good Earthquake build with lots of bleed damage and tons of damage resistance. So they ported my kind of max level, maxed out character over. But the people I was playing with, apologies, I don't remember their names, and everyone was kind of anonymized with the tags here. They were just kind of given default characters like geared up to some specification, but they weren't even max level. I think they were like level 45 or something. So this created a bit of an issue where I was like stupidly overpowered, and everyone else was dying a lot, not because they were bad, but like because they were just, it didn't line up. So like we played the first mission, which I was told is like supposed to be like 3 notches of difficulty above the hardness of like the last hardest mission. Like I guess they didn't really realize that like these had harder difficulties, like just for being like further on in the expeditions, but some expeditions are geared to be apparently harder than others, and this one was supposed to be, I think, the hardest expedition they've done yet. And we we didn't beat it because I was the only one who could survive in any meaningful capacity, and every time I would revive someone, they would die instantly. And so I just spent the whole time kind of running around reviving them. So I did not see the end of that expedition. I did not know who the boss is there. So we lowered the difficulty for the subsequent next 3 things, and I lowered it a decent amount to the point where I was kind of just blowing through everything, as you might be able to see here. I forget which one this is, but that was maybe not the best kind of display of its difficulty. The expeditions, the key thing that they have done here is there are no more timers. This has been by far the most common complaint about the whole endgame process of expeditions. The fact that you would have to spec super hard into DPS in order to just speed clear these. Now there are no more timers. There are no more tiers. If you beat it, you will get the rewards. If you wipe, you will not. That is it. So you can go high D, like high defense, or healing, or support, or whatever. Like, you do not have to be pure DPS anymore. And actually, survivability is like the main thing. So technically, I mean, obviously you want to run these efficiently and have them not take forever, so pure DPS still might be the right call. It's just that you're not going to be overly penalized like harshly for going a different type of build. So that is the major change with these. That has also allowed for the opportunity for them. I did not find any of these, and they did not say them explicitly during this presentation, but they have hidden things in, I believe, these new expeditions. I don't think they put anything in the old ones, but there are some sort of secrets in these, and I believe the unlocks for these are cosmetic additions to the so like they're like cosmetic skins for guns. They like have new gun models. They're not actually new guns, like new legendaries that do anything, but you can now reskin your guns with these kind of new models they put out. I believe that's the reward for uncovering these secrets. I do not know what these secrets are. I will have to have someone else make a guide for them, because I didn't really have time to explore, and I didn't want to yank around my teammates and just kind of explore every nook and cranny trying to figure out what they were in this short playtest period. So I kind of had to improvise there. But the other major component, besides these 4 expeditions and the lack of timers, is Transmog. This is a Transmog system that is about as good as Transmog can get, I would say. So not only is it free, there are no microtransactions with this, there is no in-game currency cost to this. You do not even have to sacrifice an item, like dismantle it, in order to unlock Transmog for something. That's just how it is. And but it goes above and beyond even that. So this is cross-class Transmog. So if you're a Devastator, you can Transmog all the different pieces of any other sets. The Trickster helmets or Akari chest plates, and any class can use any piece of armor from any class. This, I guess, could sort of be visually confusing if you think you're running around with a Pyromancer, but like everyone has the little symbol above their head or next to their name, so like what class people are and you can see what abilities they're using. So in this case, I think it's kind of no harm, no foul. I can see how like cross-class Transmog wouldn't necessarily work in Destiny, but also here it works with guns. So if you have a gun that doesn't really match your armor aesthetic, you can reskin it to look like any other type of gun in that class. Like you can't reskin like a shotgun to look like a pistol, but you can reskin a shotgun to look like any other type of shotgun. So the Transmog system is very good. You can create some like really cool looks here. Like our Outriders in the endgame has some very awesome armor sets, and I think you can make a lot of very neat looks here. I would say the only thing that they're lacking here in their cosmetics and Transmog department is any sort of shaders or colorings or dyes or whatever you want to call them. That is just a system they don't have in the game, so that is kind of the last real piece of the puzzle. And also you can't obviously adjust your player's appearance. Oh wait, no, you can adjust. You just can't change their gender. That's the only thing you can't do. But you can change their face and stuff. Sorry, I was thinking of Cyberpunk. So it is a very, very good Transmog system. One of the best I've seen in any game. And obviously I am probably going to be writing a article about this, chastising Destiny for not having something a lot like this. And the last component of this that we know about is this is also coming with a pretty big buff to a lot of things. I don't have the full list of patch notes in front of me. I don't think I got the full patch notes list early, but they did say they are making a lot of significant changes to a lot of the classes to buff weak points of them. They said they're going to make the Devastator a little more easy and accessible, especially in like lower levels. They said the Technomancer would get adjusted. I think they said the Trespasser set for the Trickster is getting damage reduction and more damage and something. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of changes, though, is the point. And this is in addition to, of course, all the buffs they've already done. I know part of the kind of show today was a recap of all the stuff they've done already, which has contained a large amount of buffs. I think there's one or two other things I forgot to mention in my article, like they have a new Tiago system where you can gamble on a random legendary from Tiago for drop pod resources. Obviously, everyone knows that eventually you will kind of max your drop pod resources and have nothing to do with them. This will let you do a random roll from Tiago for something you could be missing. There might be other changes to drop farming specifically. I can't remember, but that was the main one that stood out to me. I tried it and I think I got like an anomaly visage. I have every legendary, so it's not really important for me anymore. Although no, I think I'm missing some pieces on some of the other classes sets, so that might be a way I can hunt for them. So what the problem here is what this expansion is not, and so there's nothing new to actually hunt. So if you played the end game already and you have all your sets and stuff, like I guess you can create builds based on the newly buffed sets, and you can hunt down these secrets for the new transmog pieces or whatever, but there are no new weapons in this update. No new weapons, no new pieces of armor, no new legendaries, no nothing. And then this does not have any story component past the whatever small amount of narration they have in an expedition. So this is not moving the narrative forward in any way. So that's a bit disappointing because I don't really know what I would be doing if I log into this tomorrow. I guess I kind of want to find the secret things, but besides that, I'm not really farming for anything specific at this point since they're not adding anything new. And the new expeditions are new, I guess, and we haven't done them before, but they are not significantly different than the style of all the expansions we've done. I won't go too deep into spoilers. Obviously I'm running through this entire one, but there's nothing wildly different than what you have seen in current expeditions or even the campaign. They did bring back one similar campaign boss that you will discover, and I don't know what the one boss from the one I failed is, so maybe that's something interesting. But the good news is that People Can Fly did confirm that they are working on paid expansions, and they have long-term plans to keep making content for the game, and their next expansion will include a lot of these things: new weapons, new armor, new areas, new story, new classes even. That was brought up again. We don't have a timeline on this. I'm recording this before they do their show, but I was told they might do some sort of little teaser about their actual, their first true expansion at the end of that, so we will see what that is. But generally speaking, they did reiterate, no, this is still not live service. We are just, this is just a patch finishing the base game, and then if we are doing expansions, they are paid expansions. So, they're not doing live events, they're not doing daily quests, they're not doing seasons. So, technically, if that is what you need to be considered a live service, they are still not doing that. I think they pride themselves on that, but there are certain live elements to this in that you can play it for a long period of time. But this does, to me, kind of echo the Diablo model more than, a Destiny or something like that. So it's worked out so far. I think this game is done well. I think it's, on average, probably done better than Avengers. It's certainly done better than the likes of Anthem. And it seems to be healthy enough to have gotten the green light for at least a year or more of post-launch content. So there is going to be stuff to look forward to there. I am excited to play more future Outriders content. It's just that this is kind of a stopgap in that I'm not sure how much, if you are big into Outriders Endgame, I'm not sure how much content there is to really extract from this outside of doing cool transmog, running the new things a few times, finding those secrets, and then I'm not really even sure, honestly. I guess going for higher damage rolls of things or higher stat rolls, but that has always been a bit of a problem. And I think until there is actual new gear to chase, that will be the thing that brings people back. But this is certainly something good. And if people have not checked out the game to this point, jumping in now would be a more kind of cohesive, complete game, and they will skip all the BS problems of the end game and its timers and things that were very annoying there. So I think that is good overall. So I was very happy with what I played here. The test was a little odd given my overpoweredness compared to my teammates, but yeah, so I am looking forward to seeing this live in the wild and finding those secrets. And then I think I'm the most looking forward to what is actually the new paid expansion content that they're going to do in the future, and what kind of the long-term plans for the game could look like. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm going to go back to speculating about Halo. So talk to you guys soon. Take care.